Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So I have a very particular audience here, and I'm very happy to see you. I'm going to be given, my name is Marilyn Angelucci, and I have a couple of hats. I'm the General Secretary in the Middle East for an organization called Family Federation for World Peace. I'm also currently the President of Women's Federation for World Peace, Afghanistan. And because of the situation there, we're not able to go there regularly, but at least once a year we go and we do different projects. And in the Middle East, we have many projects for Women's Federation for World Peace. So I'd like to take this opportunity to share with you some of those projects and also to ask you for your help. Because there's one particular project there that I think that you could really relate to and may be inspired by. And if so, maybe you would feel that you would want to help that project. So this is actually the part of a report that was made for 2017 review for the Middle East projects. The most prominent and probably most effective project of the Women's Federation in the Middle East is their annual conference for women. And this year we held the 21st conference for women in the Middle East. And this is really a phenomenal program. We had 150 women representing 18 Middle Eastern countries this year, as well as other European nations, Korea, Japan, and guests from UN agencies, ambassadors representing 7 countries, as well as local Austrian guests. It was held at the UN in Austria, Vienna, Austria this year. And as I mentioned to some of the ladies at our table, it was really a wonderful event because it was held inside the UN, and many people just stopped by. And they came in, they put their head in, and honestly, even myself, who, of course I was one of the organizers, but people said to me, this conference is different. This conference, I can feel the love and the compassion and the insight that you all have as women. It's very amazing that you include men, but there's a feminine spirit here that really attracts people, that we don't usually see at the United Nations. We don't usually see things reported in such a way. It's usually facts, figures, statistics, but here you're really sharing the heart of the people that you're helping, and you're empowering each other through your own passion and your vision. So they immediately recognize the uniqueness of the Women's Federation. These are some of the pictures of the event, some of the speakers. This lady over here on the right, Sakina Yacobi, is from Afghanistan. This is a phenomenal woman. She received the Somehow Peace Prize this year. And actually, in the 90s, she started educating Afghan women. Actually, I prefer to have a little light so I can see if people are falling asleep or not. But you can't see. Okay, so turn them off. It's fine. The census is. So this Sakina Yacobi, when she was young, actually she had a chance to go to America. She was educated in America. But then she chose, after her university, to go back to Afghanistan and to educate the Afghan women. She started in Pakistan, where the most Afghans were there at that time as refugees, and she created schools. And then the Taliban took over, so she continued her work in the homes of people, educating the women. So she has an amazing history, but also she's created a very effective system for educating women in Afghanistan. She's our very good friend now. Actually, we're going to do the Youth and Students for Peace project through her organization in Afghanistan this year. So, really great people. I mean, if you want to meet great people, you need to become a member of the Women's Federation for World Peace. So, yeah, many good things happening. These are women from Israel and Palestine sitting together, talking, conversing. These are women, Turks and Greeks from Cyprus talking together. I mean, there are so many conflict-ridden places in Afghanistan. I mean, in the Middle East. And these people who are politically fighting each other have a chance to sit down and talk and share their hearts together. So it's a wonderful opportunity. So at the end, our international president sat us down and said 21 years is enough. We will not do another big conference like this, but I want to do a project based on these friendships and this networking that has happened. So we decided to create a curriculum for young women in the Middle East to help them to understand their dignity, to understand their value, and to understand how they can affect society, how they can understand that they're really children of God, and use their value for a good purpose for society. So we're in the process. We created a team of women. You see here we had a meeting at the Women's Federation UN European annual meeting, and we met together. We meet online all the time, and we're creating a curriculum first about women and who you are, what's your value, how to heal yourself, how to create harmony in the family, and then how to contribute to society. So this is in the process. I think at the CSW you will see more about that. So that's being done now. In the Middle East, these are the countries that are active with Women's Federation: Cyprus, Lebanon, Afghanistan, Israel, and Jordan. So in Lebanon, recently Women's Federation sponsored a library. There was a Lebanese school that's particularly catering to the refugees from Syria. They had no library. So they made all the furniture for the library. They got donations of books from many different countries. Egypt, Saudi Arabia, France, and many countries helped them. Now they're creating this library. Israel, they have one particular project that's the biggest project, which is called Soccer for Peace. And they bring Christian, Israeli, and Muslim young people together, middle school kids, to play football, to play soccer. And they brought them to Italy, and they interacted with the Italian professional teams where they were trained, and then they came back. So of course they created very good friendships with each other. But what's happened is the mothers got together after this, and they're continuing a mothers group based on this project monthly. And they're doing many good things together to help heal the divide between the Arabs and the Israelis, and also the Christians in Israel. This is a big project. This woman here is the president of Women's Federation Israel, who started this project. This is some of the things we've done in Afghanistan. My family lived in Afghanistan for 5 years, and during that time, of course, we started microfinance projects in Afghanistan, which are still going. We created libraries thanks to the support of Women's Federation. We created internet clubs. We did many service projects. We had sponsors. These are one group of girls that we sponsored to go to school. And now what we're doing is this sewing project. Every year we have a teacher from Japan that comes and is training the women in a higher level of sewing and tailoring, so that they can create a product that can be sold abroad. So this is very important for them. This is just some of the things we're doing there. Jordan is the most active Women's Federation project or center in the Middle East. There's a phenomenal woman who went there in 1994, and she's been there ever since. It's a Japanese woman. She established a Women's Federation center there, and that's still functioning. And then now she created the Hyojung Center for Women. And she's doing so many things. They're doing skills training, youth character education through puppet theater and story reading in refugee camps. It's a very terrible situation there. They do cleaning projects, and they're doing Arabic literacy for young children. And this is what I'd like to talk to you about. These are some of the projects that they're doing with the young people. And this is the literacy program they're doing with the kids. They did cleaning projects. But it's the Arabic literacy program that I want to talk to you about today specifically. These are programs, what they found out was, first of all, there are 2 million Palestinian refugees in Jordan. That's not to talk about the Iraqi refugees and the Syrian refugees also. In Jordan, they have 8 million Jordanese people and 8 million refugees from other countries. And the Palestinian refugees have been there the longest, so they've established, there are 10 recognized Palestinian refugee camps. But these camps are not like camps, they're cities. They're structures, they have buildings, they have municipalities, but they're just not recognized by the Jordanian government as established cities. And, 2 million people. These kids go to school where they have 50 to 60 kids in each classroom. And many of them have left school for quite a few years, so when they go back to school, they're not able to read or write. And because there are so many kids in each classroom, the teachers are not able to give individual attention. And at the end of every year, they graduate to the next class. So they get to the 4th, 5th, 6th grade, and they cannot read or write Arabic. So this has come to the attention of our Women's Federation members. So Fusayo Yerikura, who is the leader of Women's Federation in Jordan, has made a team of university students that she's worked with. They did the puppet project before, they did the character education project before. So she has this really amazing group of young people, volunteers, that are helping these kids. Now, if these kids drop out of school, what's going to happen to them is they're going to be in the streets, and there's a lot of drugs there, to say the least. And if they do decide to go to the mosque, that's exactly where the extremists go to recruit their fighters to go to Syria, to go to Iraq. So this is where they recruit the young people from the Palestinian refugee camps. Actually, the original person that started ISIS was from Zakati, which is one of the refugee camps that we work in. And then he's the one that educated Baghdadi, I don't know if you know who these people are, who is now the leader of the ISIS. So this is a very real problem that we have. These young people, as our sister was talking before, she sees the kids walking around the streets with the baggy pants and walking without any purpose. Well, in the Palestinian refugee camps, it's these kids that they target to give them a purpose in their life and to give them a salary. And that's to go to Syria and to fight for ISIS and to fight for Al-Qaeda and the other extremist organizations. So we have to prevent this. How can we prevent this? We have to allow these kids to finish their education, and the first step is to teach them how to read and write Arabic. So this is what she's tackling. This is what they're working on. So the university refugee children volunteer to teach the younger children to read and write Arabic. They go to 3 different camps, and they have 40 to 50 children now, and they want to expand the program to more camps. So they need more funding. Actually, she reached out to the international headquarters, and they were able to help somehow, so that's why they can help the children that they are helping. But they need more funding. They need more help. And this is such an important project to help, because this is a very simple project. You know, these, no, I don't have, but I want to show you back here. These here, this girl here is Yafa. Yafa is really amazing. This is her help teaching one of the kids how to write. Here they're working together. You know, they meet these kids all the time. Every week they have classes. Here, I want to show you. This is another one of the refugee kids. He's a university student that is teaching these young boys. You know, They need books, they need notebooks, they need pens and pencils. The teachers are not receiving any allowance right now, but if they had an allowance, they could spend more time doing this. Also, they need transportation money. Sometimes they like to give snacks to the kids. And the kids sometimes need transportation money because they don't live close to the centers where they're teaching. So, this, I don't know what happened to my presentation, but this Arabic literacy program needs your help. Can you or your organization help support this project? This is one question I have for you. We can make a memorandum of understanding with Women's Federation for World Peace Jordan. There can be periodic reports will be made to your organization to keep you up to date on the development of the program and the children involved. The total money needed for 1 year is $5,000. If they have $5,000, they can help up to 200 to 250 young people and to teach them Arabic and to help them to be able to get back into the school system, to be able to develop in the school system and eventually graduate and then go into university if possible. So can you get involved in some way to help these children to have a healthy and happy life? So this is my question. You know, there's so many things to be done in the Middle East, but I believe that this is one of the most important things. There's two things. One is to educate the young girls, to understand their value, to understand how they can contribute to society, and not to be influenced by the cultural barriers that are being put on her. And the second thing is to educate the young boys who have not been able to develop in their education system. And it's usually because they can't keep up. And with this kind of tutoring to learn Arabic, they can really develop and prosper also. So these are the two main things that we're doing now in the Middle East that we really want to develop and to work on. So thank you very much.
Marilyn, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a website, or where do people give, like if they just want to give $25 or something, where do they go to give us money?
Well, you don't need to spend money on transfer costs. You can just give me the money and I go back, put it in my pocket, I go back and I hand it to them.
So the next 2 days, if people want to donate, they give you money? You can give them a receipt?
There's no website. It would be to donate to Women's Federation and then it would be sent, you know, and that's kind of a waste of time. No, she does not have a personal website. She's not that style. Yeah.
But in the next 2 days, if in the future, if we find people that would like to give to this project, do we work through Angelica?
No, what I would like to suggest is that Triangle Family Church can support this project and they can work through Joshua, who can send money to, you know, directly to Jordan. And I can put you in touch with Fusayo, and then you can work directly with her. You can make a you know, memorandum of understanding and then, you know, do a fundraiser and help her. You know?
So they'll have some website they can go to see what they're doing in Jordan, just like you showed us, Marilyn, pictures or things so they know where their money's going to.
Well, there's not going to be a website pretty soon. She's one woman working alone in Jordan.
Okay.
She doesn't have anybody that can make a website. But I hope that we can have more
I
support.
didn't know about this, but I think I will bring it up to our team. If we can make that project part of our various ways to contribute. We have one Haiti project, and you know, we could put it on our website at some point. Not right now, but you know,
Yeah,
to
that
be
would be
arranged.
great. Yeah.
Because America is asked to serve
Yeah.
the world.
That'd be wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think that it would bring a lot to our community, our Triangle Family Church community, to partner with that. So one way to you know, donate would be to reach out to me. You know, Mrs. Angelucci is my mom, so I can find a way to do that, and I'm always here on every Sunday at 10. you know, but today and tomorrow and Monday, so you can also connect with me.
Because as you know, when a community gets together for something beyond themselves, it brings a lot of power, so that's what we're.
That's primary, of
Right.
course. Yes.
And I think, but I do appreciate it, this can, you know, of course, you know, I know all the hoops you have to go through to get other people to,
Well, you know, we could
Accept.
also ask if another state or another chapter would like to specifically, because that's what they do for the schools of Africa. Some
Right.
people decide to give to Rwanda only,
right,
and then we get reports, like pictures, that's
Right.
all. And, you know. just-
and she's very good about this, I mean, I get pictures like every 3 days. When she gets excited, she takes pictures, and she sends me the pictures, and she makes a big report. She just doesn't have the digital, you know, expertise to actually make a web page, but she's very, very good about reporting back to people who, you know, can fully support her, so.
But here's your primary start.
But Marilyn, it's possible to, like some of these slides,
Yeah,
to send them to Angelica, and when she does, when they finally do, when they do something, they can put those, some of these wonderful slides of the children
right.
on that site.
What I'll do is contact her, so she can put me in touch with the person that can tell me what they need.
Great.
So I'll do that.
Because we have a lot of people now in North Carolina, they're from Jordan, Palestine,
Yeah.
so many
I
places.
saw that, yeah.
They would probably love to give something, but they need just a little more information.
Mhm.